5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, go. Time for the ace match, and both of these players are probably my number one and number at least 35 favorite players. No, I'm just kidding. These guys are definitely within the top 5. Fantasy probably being my favorite player, and Zero probably being my favorite player as well. I mean, these guys are just so epic. These guys are so creative. They are creative. Name of their game is creativity. This map is Moon Glaive. You guys know me well, maybe not because I don't commentate that much. But if you do know me, you know I don't do map statistics. Though for this one, I would like to know. But I'm not going to do it anyways. Moon Glaive is one of those kind of obscure maps that's played every so often. I really don't see it that often. Not as much as the Fighting Spirits, Heartbreak Ridge, Monty Hall. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's just one of those kind of obscure maps. But anyways, Fantasy up here, Teal Terran, and the Red Zerg is going to be Zero. I am so looking forward to this match. I expect to see something like Queens versus I don't even know, Optical Flare, or I don't even know, Mass Restoration on Ensnared Marines. Oh God, the glory that would be. Anyways, we see Fantasy here going for a failed wall-in. No, he's just setting up his barracks near to that ramp, not going for the wall-in. Not sure why. I actually, and yeah, so 12 hatch here coming from Zero as well. Actually, this is one of the things, I don't ask for comments that often, but I am asking for comments on this one. Why is it that pro gamers don't wall off? When I'm playing Terran, I will wall off against any race, any matchup, any map, if I possibly can. Especially against Zerg, because I hate that run-by. I mean, I guess I always thought that it was just because they're so good and they can just micro a couple of units around and kill off Lings, like if there is a Ling run by. But I mean, I don't know. I just think that the wall-in is just, it's advantageous. I will use the word of the day. It is advantageous, and it's not disadvantageous in any way. And anyways, back to this match here. Leave me comments, guys, please. In all 3 matchups, not just TVZ. All 3 matchups, why you wouldn't wall in. Doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, this drone scout is being pushed away here, and yeah, Zero. So both players know where the other one is, and a third hatchery going down there. Whoa, tripped out there. I thought that was the drone that was being chased away, just making a hatchery in the middle of the map there. Wouldn't put it past him, by the way. I actually wasn't that shocked. And a command center now going down for Fantasy. So Fantasy looking to play that economic game, that 1 racks standard into command center. Unfortunate that it is such a standard play. I didn't actually see, though, if a gas went down, although it might be too late now for me to tell if it was early enough for it to be looking like a mech build. I do love mech against Zerg. I think it's hard to pull off. It's a lot more difficult, but it's a lot more entertaining to watch. For me, anyways. And yeah, now Supply Depot, and God, man, I absolutely love these subtleties that the pro gamers pull out. I've started to use them as well, and it's not just pro gamers, just you gotta love StarCraft. I mean, he's throwing down this Supply Depot just to create a longer run-by distance in case there is a Ling run-by. And yeah, there's that gas going down as I was talking about earlier. But like I said, just, oh man, absolutely every aspect of the game is so critical to the way the game plays out, to whether you're going to win or not. And cutting corners is just, it's just such a beautiful game. It's beautiful. And anyways, back to this game here. I almost caught a boner off of all of that. But anyways, wow, a lot of idle SCVs for Fantasy. Really did not expect this at this level of play. As I was just going on this tangent about how good these players were, I think he thinks the game is AoE or something there, because as soon as that building was done, he moved those workers back to the mineral line. For those of you who don't know, AoE, you can set more than one worker to a building and it builds faster, and that's what they were doing there, just huddling around that barracks. I don't know, maybe there's a glitch that Fantasy has discovered, and if there is a guy that's going to discover it, it's Fantasy. But that's definitely not the case. Just leaving idle workers there, and Ling's now just both these players just kind of pushing out, pushing back, and that SCV scout actually may get back into the main here. I doubt it though. He has, however, gotten the scout off on the entire main when that layer was going up, and now he's seeing the sunken colonies on the front door and deciding to dodge the Ling but run into the sunken colony. Pretty interesting play there. The academy is now up, so it looks like I think Fantasy is going to go for that build that Flash has been doing a lot lately against Zerg, where you just go for that. You get those 2 medics out and you just push no matter what, especially against Mutalisks. However, this is Zero, man. Zero is the Mutalisk god. And yeah, so we're going to have to see, though, if we start seeing these units push out, yeah. And unfortunately, though, with the map dynamics, there are 2 entrances that Fantasy is going to have to worry about here when it comes to a Ling run-by. However, the way the build works is you push out with this force regardless, and then you just leave a couple Firebats at home to defend against a Ling run-by, and then you force pressure on the Zerg opponent, which forces the Mutalisks back into the base, and then you just try to out-micro the Mutalisks with your Marine army, your M&M army, and see if you can pull it off. But it does not look like that is the case here, as there are no Firebats, and Fantasy is not pushing out yet. He's setting up a bunker on his front door as well. So it looks like he's just going to play the... I'm going to call this the Hwasen. I would call that build I was just talking about, the Flash build, because it's so aggressive, and I don't know if you guys have noticed yet, but Flash has been violently aggressive lately, especially with his PvT. I hope to cast, or his TVP rather, I hope that I get to cast a TVP game. Possibly the OSL finals I might be able to cast, please. I've asked some commentators to do it with me live, actually, by the way, but Flash has been so aggressive. But I would call this defensive posture a Hwasen kind of thing to do, just because he loves to run his M&Ms around his base and just defend, and then ball up and start rolling. So, yeah, so now we see the Mutalisk harassed, and it looks like he's just going to come in here, take a couple shots at the refinery while it's still in its vulnerable building stages where it cannot be repaired. And yeah, it looks like though those turrets are up in time, and Zero has expanded to that bottom left position. He's got a hatchery going up there. Hydralisk Den as well, so he's going to be having lurkers on the field sooner rather than later, and that evolution chamber is up as well, so he's probably going to get the +1 either attack for lurkers or defense for everything. So yeah, so not really accomplishing anything. I don't even know if a single SCV or Marine has gone down at this point by those Mutalisks. And question of the day here, guys: are Terran players better bowlers because they roll the Terran ball so often that they just get used to it? So question of the day: are Terran players better bowlers than Zerg and Protoss players? I don't know. Maybe. Reach not included, by the way, because he would probably just throw the ball and the pins would just fall down before it even got there out of sheer fear. But anyways, Mutalisk coming in here now, picking off one Marine, picking off an SCV that was building a supply depot as well, and not much of anything else. So a couple Marines going down there, but Fantasy's definitely going to have the forces ready and available to push out when he feels like it. Lurkers are going to be in the field also, and a Queen's Nest going up. So very, very, very standard. Really not what I expected to see from both of these players, as you heard from my pre-game tangent. And these Mutalisks coming in here, picking off 3 Marines there. Not too bad. I don't think he lost a single Mutalisk in that engagement. And now he's looking to come in here with the Ling and Mutalisk push, but not enough damage was done earlier by those Mutalisks that force has been whittled down. So a lot of Marines and 3 medics actually still out. So yeah, Fantasy's going to be able to hold this off pretty handily, and he's just going to wait for those tanks to come out. And it's going to be up to Zero here to defend in a little bit. Fantasy's defending for the time being, but it's going to be up to Zero to defend against this Mutalisk, or against this Marine M&M push. And yeah, I don't even know. Super standard though, guys. Really, really standard. I think they might have just both agreed, you know, as the most creative players in the game these days, they might have just both agreed and said, hey, let's just keep it standard this game. All right, my brain hurts. I just did some kind of crazy like 6 FAC 1 base into Valkyrie against Battlecruiser build, and I just don't feel like doing anything crazy right now. So let's just keep it easy. Take it easy on each other right now. And while with losing 2 lurkers there to tank fire, and these Mutalisks are still up in the air here, and I love this as is, when I'm playing ZVT. I love still having those Mutalisks in the air to run around, cause some havoc, and take out some forces, because they are actually really strong in the late game. Unless they get irradiated, they are still a pretty strong force to have around, not to mention for picking off tanks, picking off early science vessels, and what have you. And yeah, it looks like I said, Zero's going to have to try to defend here. Fantasy is slowly pushing out in the field here.